1.
Hello, Sean Linders, digital coach for the Union County School District. I'm going to work with you on working out of Google Sheets and sorting your data within here. We're going to do something called conditional formatting. This is a really neat tool where we can color code our information. So there's a couple things I want to show you first. I'm going to click row 1. I want to say freeze row 1. And I'm also going to freeze column 1. Now, what I like about this is if I scroll through my data, you'll notice Mark's name is not being moved. So I can, if I just want to compare him, test 8. And same thing, if I scroll down, my test names stay up there. So it's not moving those around, but it's preventing them from changing their location. So that's just a neat little trick you might want to try out. But what I want us to do now is I want us to highlight all pieces of information. So all my data. I didn't worry about highlighting the names and the test scores because that's not what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the test data. And now I'm going to go to Format, Conditional Formatting. So I want, I don't know, maybe my hundreds. I want my hundreds to stand out. So if I go and scroll down to, say, text contains exactly, I'm going to type in the value of 100, and I really want my kids who scored 100 to really stand out. Maybe give them kind of a golden-esque color. And now, if I click Done, every kid who scored 100, and so far it's just Tiffany here, Tiffany's gotten 3 100s, that's really going to stand out. And now I can add additional rules and say, well, I don't want to just single out my hundreds. What about my high scores? I can scroll down and do values between. Let's say I want to know everybody who's gotten a 90 and above. Now I've already got 100 marks, so I'm going to stop at the value 99. And you can do 99.9. You can get close. And maybe I give them a regular orange color and hit done. So that's going to cause that data to stand out. So now I know that Tiffany's been doing really well, and Sally has had quite a bit of success as well. Not nearly what Tiffany does, but quite a bit. And I can keep going. I can keep delegating out more and more criteria. Data between. So I've gone as high. I'm going to go ahead and do my high end as 90, so 89.9. And let's say I just want to know everybody in the 75 to 90 range. And I can just go to the paint, and I'm going to change that color. Pick yellow for those. And so that's got my 75 and up. And instead of hitting done, I can just click add another rule, and I'm just going to keep going with this. And now my high end will be 74.9. My low end, let's say I'm going to go all the way down to 60. And we don't want to do too dark of a color. Let's do kind of brownish. So all that's left is say, all right, now I really want to identify my students who failed. So I'm going to go as high as 59.9. And you can, if you're just doing whole numbers, that's fine. You can drop all the way down to 0. And I want to say, there's my filling ones. Another option here is to do values less than, and just go ahead and say less than 60. And so now I've got these color coded, and this can also have some additional benefit because I start noticing patterns between students. So if I actually look at Ryan's scores and Sue's scores, Ryan and Sue have had the exact same scores the whole time. I can take my data, and let's say I want to sort high to low. I can do data A to Z. It's going to force all the data to match up, and we can see noticeable patterns and groupings start to occur. So these 4 students here, Frank, Megan, Mark, and Sarah, I might need to do some sort of interventions with them because they're already showing that they are frequently on the low. While Frank here kind of bounces, he doesn't get anything above 65. So neat little trick you can do for conditioning. Thank you guys. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask.